you talking to? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time coming. We have a lot of shit to unpack. It's definitely been over a year since I last posted on this channel, and I figured what better way to catch up than do a where have I been, chit chat, get ready with me kind of video. 2024 was a bit of a roller coaster, okay? There was just a lot of shit happening left and right. Yeah, like it's really just been insane. Like I literally just don't even know where to begin for real. With 2024, I was experiencing, also my hair looked a little crazy, but we'll touch that up later. But I was experiencing a lot of career uncertainty. And part of that is, child, where's my mirror? And part of that, or most of that, is because some projects that I was brought onto in 2020, I thought would have catapulted my career to the next level. It didn't pan out the way that I thought it was going to pan out. It just left me kind of like in limbo for a while, just trying to figure out like what the next phase or like the next stage of my career would be. And I feel like when you are so invested in something and you really think, not saying I thought it was going to be the end all be all, but I really had high hopes for this project. And I really thought that it was going to be kind of like, not the boost, but just, I thought it was going to be what I needed for me to really just, like I said, take my career to the next level. So like there were times, of course, like we will be working on set doing videos and stuff like that, or like kind of like on the ground at like different events. But then what started happening was that like I would be getting invited to events to do coverage, and the team is like, oh no, we don't want to do that. Oh no, we don't want to be there. No. And I'm just like, what the fuck? After a while, I just kind of felt like, I don't understand how there's funding for like all of these other things that are going on. And it's like, I'm asking for a quick little 1, 2, and the answer is always no. But like that kind of started happening. And then like one of the last projects that I had worked on, I really just felt like they played in my face essentially. And that was in 2023. But yeah, I really just thought that was going to be like the boost that I needed. But of course, like everything that glitters ain't gold. And it was good for the time being. But I really just felt like it left me a lot more confused than anything else. Just trying to figure out like what the next stages, like I said, or like the next phase of my career would be. So it was just messy, like, and it was wild because there was never really like a final conversation to say like, oh, you know, we're going to be moving forward like this, or like, we're not going to be doing this, we're going to be doing this. It literally was none of that. I kind of just like got ghosted and was kind of just like, in a sense, left to figure things out or like put 2 and 2 together. So yeah, it was just like, it was very wild. So like I said, there was just like a lot of career uncertainty and just me feeling like I was upset that that did not work out the way that I wanted it to or had hoped it would. Also, if y'all are watching this video and y'all are based in Philly, if you know a good brow artist, tech, whatever, please comment below and send them my way. But it just left me feeling like really discouraged. Because like I said, I just thought that was going to be the thing that I needed to really just get me to the next level. On top of that, I just was feeling like really stuck with what it is that I should have been doing. So I was applying to go back corporate, just like a lot of stuff like that. Because I just was really unsure about like next steps and what that was going to look like for me. So I was applying to go back corporate, you know, taking interviews, doing assessment tests, like all of the things that somebody would do trying to go the corporate route. But what was happening was that like I was getting ghosted, or like even though I had proof of the work that I had done and what I could do, still having to go the extra route or like the extra mile to prove that I could do the work that they were asking me for. And I'm just like, that literally sounds insane when I literally have examples on my resume and I could show you all the stuff that I've done. But yeah, just kind of not knowing what was going to be happening or what my next career steps were. Like, just feeling like I was in limbo. It kind of did take a toll on me because like last year was just like, it was a mess. I really did not create as much as I should have created throughout the year because I was so hell bent on trying to just figure out like, what was I going to be doing next? And like a lot of the things that I wanted to do just were not panning out the way that I had hoped that they would. And I feel like that was definitely the hardest part of the year for me. But even through that madness, I still was finding like pockets of joy and doing still like a lot of stuff that I wanted to do. I was hell bent on moving out of Philly. And I know I touched on it previously in another video, but I never really got around or got back to answering why. But yeah, I really was just feeling like I want out. I don't want to be here. I really just felt like I was missing a lot of what was going on at home in New York City. Also, dating here is a shit show, but we'll talk about that another time. But really just feeling like I don't want to be here. I feel like I have better opportunities at home. I miss my New York friends, things like that. Kind of having FOMO, like my friends would be doing events and stuff like that. And I'm like, damn, I want to go home for that. But do I really want to be taking a train at all kinds of hours, even though I was? But it got to the point where like, it's not a far trip, but when you have things that are coming up in the week multiple times a week, like it does become a lot. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to move back home. Literally, like I said, was applying to jobs in New York. I even went and got like a New York ID again, all of it, because I just knew I was going home. One thing I really did that I loved was I spent the entire summer in New York City. If you know me, but also being a New Yorker, like you already know, there's summer and then there's New York summer. It's two very different things. So for me to have peace of mind or like just be able to enjoy New York the way that I enjoy New York, I was like, yeah, I'm going home for summer and have a blast. And that's literally what I did. And to me, not that it cured something, but I really just got to have fun and experience and be in New York the way that I love being in New York. I would come home to just like get new clothes, check on my apartment, and then I was, back in New York. It was just a lot. So like, I was still doing interviews and stuff like that, but at the same time, I was like, I'm not gonna beat myself up and stop myself from living just because this thing isn't happening. Like, I will figure it out because that's literally what I do. I'm the queen of figuring shit out. Even with like the career uncertainty stuff, because I was having such a hard time trying to go corporate, I wanted to quit social. It was just that bad. I wasn't sure like what it was that I was supposed to be doing. Like I was just having a lot of doubts about where I am or like where I was. And just not feeling it. My engagement was doing roller coaster like things. It was up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And when you're in this industry, unfortunately now it's a numbers game. Like, so when you have to prove numbers and your numbers aren't matching or like doing what they should technically do, because they've touched this damn algorithm so much and they're only showing it to this many people and now all of your followers. The mental gymnastics that I was going through, I was like, this shit is not worth it. I was literally stressing myself the fuck out because I just felt like I could not catch a break. I'm like, how am I supposed to be able to pay my bills if this is what my numbers are doing? Like, just a shit show. But I'm just thankful for like the people that I know in this industry who see the work that I continue to do and were hitting me to do work. Those people I'm literally indebted to, because it was just a struggle. Even some of like the one-off campaigns that I did performed well. And I was just like, ooh, thank you, God. It still kind of messes with you. Like, and nobody wants to be doing that. That was one of the things I talked about, especially when I started therapy last year. I remember my first few sessions, I literally was just talking about how work was so stressful and how I felt like I could not catch a break. And I literally was crying over fucking apps. Over apps. That's how stressful this shit became. And to me, it's like, once it becomes stressful and I'm no longer having fun, I'm over it. My therapist was like, listen, it's like you either have to take a break or you have to find a way to make this shit fun for you again, basically. I did a couple posts here and there that, you know, kind of like to test the water. And one of those posts that I did, it went viral. So for me, someone who's literally struggling and confused about what it is that they should be doing, I felt like seeing that was kind of like a sign that I'm supposed to be doing this, because I'm needing all of the reassurance at this point right now to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and the shit worked. So I'm like, clearly it's not me. The creative person or like the creative whatever, I still got it. It's still there. So it's not me. It's just that I need to figure out what my soft spot is, or like what the balance is in between the work that I like to do. So like the fashion, the styling, anything sneaker related, and figure out how I can create those pockets. So like the skits, the little skit content that I do, kind of like, not saying that like it takes off better, but that's what kind of gave me the reassurance, because I do that kind of content and it does numbers. So I'm like, all right, how do I find like the happy medium so that I'm able to, like I said, create the content that I enjoy creating and still get eyes on me. There were plenty of times where I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. It's not fun. You know, they're changing the algorithm, or like they're moving the goalposts. Like, I really feel like at this stage of the game, I should have had well over 100,000 followers on Instagram alone. And I think that was another thing that I had to collect about myself, or like correct myself. Yeah, you should have, but also don't be so hell bent on putting all of your eggs in one basket. That's like another thing that I was doing. I needed to just diversify. So using YouTube Shorts, or like going back to YouTube. We're here now. TikTok, Snapchat. Like using all of the other platforms to my advantage, and then figuring out Instagram, but not just making Instagram my one and only bitch, okay? But I think that's one of the reasons I'm definitely grateful for therapy, because that had to be within like the first 2 to 3 months at least. And then kind of like once summer hit, I was like, yeah, fuck that. I'm living my best life. I'm gonna have a blast. I'm gonna have a ball. And that's what I did. Like, I had posted something. I said, y'all out here summering, like y'all gotta turn yourself in the fall. That was about me. Cause baby, I summered like I never summered before. But yeah, like, and like I said, I'm grateful for therapy, because there was just so much I needed to work through. Just like, not even about work stuff, just personal shit. Like being able to find better ways to kind of like navigate just shit that was happening to me in my personal life. And it's like, I'm very good at handling certain things, but I really just felt like therapy taught me extra tools to be able to just navigate a little bit better. I've always been very like opinionated. I always make jokes. I'd be like, yeah, I got a big mouth. I don't care. So for example, I remember I was dating a guy for a little bit last year. This man told me that I did not know how to communicate, which was a bold-faced fucking lie. I know how to communicate. It's just that my communication style does not work with everybody. I'm very to the point. There's no sugarcoating. Sometimes it's not, my delivery isn't the softest, or it isn't the best, but I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. Like, instead of being like, hey, I didn't like that you did this, or this hurt my feelings, I'm very much like, hey, this is where you had me fucked up at. That's literally how I'm saying, because that's literally just what it is. And my therapist was like, you actually communicate very well. He just doesn't like how you communicate. And I'm like, all right, maybe I should soften my delivery, because I've definitely heard that from other friends, like, yo, you can't just say the first thing that comes to mind. So yeah, like, I know how to communicate. It's just that my delivery or like my style of communication just does not work for everybody. But that taught me how to just like be able to get my point across, or like just really stand 10 toes in my communication. Like, yeah, there might be a way that I can soften this, but I still need to be able to get my point across. Needless to say, that guy is no longer in the picture. He did it to himself. Dating has definitely been interesting since starting therapy, I will say. Like, I feel like I've been attracting men that are just a lot better in terms of what they're doing, willing to do, all of that kind of stuff. This guy literally was hounding my homegirl down about me, hounding her down. And then it's like, I'm like, all right, let's see what he got to say. We get on the phone, and that man started telling me all the shit that he's not gonna do. And I'm just like, who are you talking to? Like, you cannot do, you just can't not do here, okay? After that, that was one thing. And then we were having a conversation, and he was like, oh, like, you know, I want to take you out, blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. So then he hits me with the, do you want to wait till you come to New York, or do you want me to come to Philly? Baby, come to Philly. I want to see how men move, okay? I want to see how men move. When that man told me, all right, if I come to Philly, make sure you have a pillow ready for me. What do you mean by that? He thought he was going to come here and sleep at my house. So when I said, it never gave that, you just inviting yourself to my shit. And he was like, so you thought I was going to come to Philly, take you on a date, and then drive myself home? Yes, actually. Because that's what a sane man would do, no? And he was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. So make sure you have a pillow ready for me. First of all, I don't even know you. Okay, we're still trying to get to know each other to see if there's anything there. Baby, after that, I stopped answering the phone. I stopped answering the text messages. So one day I was getting my nails done, and he called me. I couldn't answer the phone. I didn't have headphones or some shit like that. So I texted him, and I was like, hey, what's up? And he was like, I called you. I said, I see. The fuck? Motherfucker, you don't pay no bills over here. So who do you think you're talking to? Like, what do you mean? But needless to say, like, after that antic, he never heard from me again. I remember I came back from like my alumni weekend, and he was calling me, and I did just watch the phone ring. And when I brought it up in therapy, my therapist is like, I kind of want to know what he, you know, like, what was he calling for? Because y'all haven't spoken. And he told you a list of all the shit that he was not going to do. He wasn't driving here. He wasn't doing this. Oh, I'm not doing that. Again, you cannot do, you just can't not do here. I did date another guy after that. Was cool. Just not my vibe, which it is what it is. It happens. And then there was another guy. The last one is still around. We like him. That's all I got for y'all, though. But yeah, so like, he's still around. We do like him. He doesn't have a mouthful of what he's not gonna do. And I like how one of the main things I said was like, I like how if I text him, I'm like, hey, can you do me a favor, please, or whatever. He's always like, yeah, what do you need? Or like, yes, what's the favor? I love a solution-oriented man, because that's literally what I'm coming for. I need a solution, and I need you to solve this problem that I'm having. That's what a man should do. Solve problems and come with solutions. Like, what are we even talking about? A man telling me what he's not gonna do? Babe, move the fuck out of my face, please. Like, there's just so much shit. Like, clearly from the last video on my channel, I don't have any hair. I cut all of my hair off in 2023. Like April or May in 2023. Yeah. I have been wanting to shave my hair for the longest. I just hadn't gotten around to it. But really just like not giving a fuck anymore. Like, I didn't want to do curly hair content anymore, really. But also just like, I relied on my hair for the longest as being like a safety blanket. And I just needed something that was different. Like, what else? Wanted to do it for the longest, the safety blanket. Yeah, and I just felt like cutting it off would just, the girl's face, it eats, okay? Like, the face eats. So I just needed to do something that I felt like showed off my face just a little bit better. Like, it's nothing for me to hide behind at this point, okay? So everything got to be tea. And I really just felt like I was ready to do that, okay? She a little dry, crusty right now because I got to like hit her up with some mousse and just style my edges. But yeah. I did start my injectables journey. So like my forehead, she don't move. A little bit of Botox, some filler. Just coming back to content creation, like I said, there were a couple of moments last year I was like, damn, like maybe this is a sign that I've been looking for. And as I got through summer, there were just more opportunities that were coming my way for content creation related projects. And I was like, this is where I am supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Getting back into content, coming back to YouTube officially. I've also created another channel, and this will be like my main platform, like where I come to do makeup and yap. But on the second channel is like, I'll be doing more like vlog style content and sneaker related content. So I'll definitely link it below. So if you guys are into vlogs, sneakers, all of those kinds of things, that channel is definitely where you're going to want to be. Like, I'm just really excited about what this year has in store. Last year was just very hard. And I feel like I feel like it's a lot of shit in this world right now that's just hard and confusing and makes no sense. But I feel like you, of course, have to find like pockets of joy and just do things that make sense for you and in your life on your day to day. Outside of that, I have joined a podcast called The Soul Table. It's based here in Philly. My co-host and like the behind the scenes team, like just real dope people all around. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, hold on, sorry, I get into that. Just very cutesy, you know? I think I might also do like a little podcast section on the newer YouTube channel. That would be just like my own thoughts and things that people want from me separate. I'm just very excited about what this year is going to look like. Like, I have a lot of work cut out for myself just because there are certain things that I want to do. I'm just really excited about like the projects that I have for myself, but also what's to come, because you know the girl be chatting down to all the people. So there's a couple of people that have me on their radar for different things. And of course, I don't want to, you know, speak too much before things happen. But once the ball gets rolling on some of the projects, I will definitely keep y'all in the loop. All right, so let me just wrap up real quick, tighten up this hair, and we'll be right back. All right, so this is the final look. I did my lip. I'm really excited for what this year has in store. Like I said, the podcast, the Soul Table that I'm on, I will be doing more content on YouTube between this channel and my secondary channel. Things will be coming up throughout the year, but I just have a really good feeling about this year. Like I said in the beginning, 2024 was a roller coaster, but I have hope. The girls have hope. All right. So watch this space. I'll link everything else down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.